asked him one time, "Mr. G, do you wear boxers or briefs?" And his response was, "At my age, depends." He always had a one-liner. And you know what was so special for me is the last 4.5 years he wasn't alive, he wasn't in the home. We took care of each other. I used to say I took care of him, but I won't kid you, he took a lot more care of me than I did of him. He was always there to listen. He was always there to comfort. He was always there to hug me. And what was most amazing to me, a couple of days before he died, I spent the night in his room with him. And if anyone's ever been to his side of the house, had a very large home, he had his own apartment, he would keep it at about 48 degrees. So anyone of normal, that wasn't from the Arctic couldn't survive without a parka on. But I decided to stay in his room a couple nights before he passed, and I was alone in there with him. And I was helping him get up from his recliner to get to his porta potty. And he started to cry because the pain was so bad, because the cancer was in his bones. And as my hands were on his hips, I could feel his hips breaking under my hands. And the tears were streaming down his face. And I laid my head on his chest and I said, "Grandpa, I'm so sorry. If I could take it from you, I would. I would go in your place. I would take all the pain." And he reached up and he touched the back of my head and he caressed my hair and he said, "Princess," he said, "I love you and it's not as bad as you think." He was a horrible liar. At least he tried. He was very, very gracious, very stoic, and very strong. And the last day that he was alive and still conscious and talking to us, I was in his hospital bed. I pulled one side down and I laid next to him. And I tried not to lay on him, my head on his chest, because I knew he had 6 broken ribs in his chest and a broken clavicle, so he was in a lot of pain. And I said, "Grandpa, I love you." And he tried to hug me and he couldn't quite get his arm over. So I reached up and grabbed his hand and he said, he used to call me Princess all the time, so "Princess, I'm sorry." And I said, "Sorry for what, Grandpa?" And he said, "Sorry for hurting you." He said, "I'm sorry that I can't take this from you. Life is very precious." And he taught me that. But he also taught me to be strong. So, in honor of my grandfather, though I'm shedding tears because I miss him, I'm selfish. I'm not selfless like he was. I'm selfish. I'd love to have him back. I'm shedding tears because I miss him. But I know that he's with my grandmother. And February 4th was their anniversary. So, this anniversary, he gets to be with her. My favorite quote is one that's an anonymous quote. It's, "Aspire to inspire before you expire." And I know no one who's ever done that better than my grandfather. So Grandpa, I love you, and I will see you again.